So you're telling me that you slept with another man so that I can get a job?
I was losing my mind. I could no longer withstand your frustration. I didn't want to do it to me. I didn't want to do it, but that was the only option I had.
I didn't beg you. I did not beg you. I did not beg you to do anything for my sake.
Baby, you were so sad. You were always angry. You would come home every day drunk. You were so depressed I didn't know what else to do. Please. I just wanted all of it to stop. I just wanted it to be happy again.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl talk with Prash, and today I give you guys another new movie. Now the name of this movie is called Foreign Affairs. Even though I would like to call it Timeless Pain, because I feel like that name does this movie more justice. Now before I start, I would like to say this is one of those movies where I give Ruth Kadiri her flowers. Yes, you can't tell me anything. This movie was the bomb. Now, the cast of this movie is Ruth Kadiri, Ebele Okaro, Tony Umez, Kwasi Blay Van Vika, Genevieve Edwin, alongside other amazing actors, actresses, and the entire cast and crew. Now, let's get into this video. Now, before I start the story, I would like to ask a question. And that question is, the word sacrifice, where does it start and where does it end? Is there a yardstick for sacrifice? Okay, so you guys should think about it and let's get right to the story. Now, this movie started off with a very beautiful young lady known as Ayomide. Yes, a very beautiful young lady called Ayomide. And Ayomide was like the belle of the village. You know, when somebody is so pretty that every single person wants to be with her. That was it. Ayomide had lots and lots of suitors who wanted her hand in marriage. But Ayomide kept on rejecting all her suitors. Why? Because she was in love with a young man known as Deyemi. Now, Deyemi was a young, handsome guy too, but the only problem with Deyemi was not financially stable compared to all Ayomide's suitors, okay? So, Ayomide's mom wasn't having it at all. She was like, no, why would you leave like suitors that are like well to do and you choose this poor man that is only pineapple and banana that he is always bringing for you? Why not just go to somebody that when you get married to this person, you have financial visibility and everything. Your finances are on check and everything. But Ayomide refused to heed her mother's warnings and she decided at the end of the day to marry Deyemi for love. Now she married Deyemi and everything was going on very beautifully. Like you would even see their marriage and be like, oh my god, you would wish to have this kind of marriage because they didn't have much, but there was love. Okay, there was love, there was care, there was everything. Deyemi was showing her all the love in the world. Now things started to turn for the worst when Deyemi lost his job. Now Deyemi lost his job and first of all, he started with, okay, he was being positive, oh, I'll try get a new job and everything. And the job wasn't coming. So this led to frustration. DME started getting frustrated. He started getting so angry and he was practically pouring all these emotions on Ayomide. He would get angry, he would go out, he would drink to stupor, he would come back home to an extent that I even thought he was going to get violent with Ayomide. But he didn't get to the violence part, but he was emotionally abusing Ayomide. And Ayomide had had enough. In short, at a point, she was like, what's going on? What's all this? She would always like tell her friend that she doesn't know what's going on and everything. Then there was this one of her suitors. Okay, one of her suitors that of course, the guy liked her from when they were in uni and everything. So the guy calls her one day and he's like, oh, I want to see you. And she goes to meet him and she's telling the guy that, oh, my husband needs a job and everything. I can see you're giving people job. Just help my husband. And he comes up with this condition of that she has to sleep with him before he gives her husband a job. the first instance she refused and was like, no, she's not going to do something like that. But then she gets home that day and Deyemi takes a turn for the worse. This one, he was flat out drunk and just misbehaving. So with the pressure and everything, she decides to go ahead and sleep with this guy just so that Deyemi can get a job. Now she does that and Deyemi is employed. Deyemi is given the position in the office. Now there's another thing that people usually say, that you never know the true character of a man till he has money. Now, DME right now has like a good job, they are paying him, and that is where pride and ego starts to set in. You would see DME on various occasions talking to Ayomide in a very condescending manner. Even like his co-employees, he will talk to them in a very condescending manner. You know, like this kind of situation of I don't arrive, okay? So he was always doing that. And his colleagues at the time, they had had enough of his condescending attitude. And the guy that actually slept with his wife one day comes to him and says, see, you better stop this your nonsense, because this job that you even have is because your wife slept with me that I gave you the job. And Deyemi's head was blown. Yeah, Deyemi's head was blown. He went home, confronted her, and then she explained everything to him that, see, I only did this because of you. I could see that you were mentally unstable, you were drinking, you were doing all that, you were not happy, you were frustrated, and I only went on with this act because of you. And Deyemi wasn't having it too. He didn't care that she sacrificed herself for him. Instead, what he did was he left the house and later on divorced her. So with the pain of everything, and Ayomide couldn't take it, and Ayomide developed like a heart situation whereby if her BP goes up, she just faints and everything and everything. Now, years have passed, and Ayomide got married to somebody else known as Samson. She got married to Samson, and she had a son. And also, Deyemi on his own had gotten married to somebody else, and he gave birth to a daughter, Genevieve. Now, it turns out that these two children met and fell in love. And what are they calling it? Ayomide's son was coming with his parents, obviously, to come and marry Genevieve. And lo and behold, who does Ayomide see? Ayomide saw her ex-husband, Deyemi, and she wasn't even having it. She was like, over her dead body will her son get married to Deyemi's daughter. And it turns out that Deyemi didn't even remember her when he saw her. And that was how she sat down and told everybody her story, told everybody how she sacrificed so much for Deyemi. And when she was done with the story, she stood up and left and was like, no, her son is not going to marry Deyemi's daughter. So later on, Ayomide's husband Samson spoke to her and everything, and she was like, "Toh, no wala. If that is what the son wants, he should go ahead and marry the girl." But Ayomide's son came back and said, "No, he can't marry somebody. He can't marry from a family whereby they hurt his mom. In as much as Genevieve was like a very good girl, he wasn't going to marry her. They just had to go their separate ways." And Genevieve on her own went to appeal to her father to come and beg. The man, still with his pride, Deyemi with his pride and everything, refused to apologize. But Genevieve on her own went to Ayomide and apologized on behalf of her father. Now, the moral of this story is, see, I know you want to sacrifice a lot for people, a lot for family, friends, and all that, but in your bid to sacrifice for people, do not lose yourself. Yes. Because if you lose yourself and your worth in a bid to sacrifice for that person, the person will come back tomorrow and tell you, I did not send you to sacrifice for me. Yes, and that was exactly what happened in this movie. You can show love and all that, but do not take sacrifices that will hurt you or ruin you in the long run. Okay? So guys, if you want to watch this movie, head over to Ruth Kadiri 247 and you'll be able to watch the movie. Again, the movie's name is Foreign Affairs. And guys, this is why I say please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscription is totally and will always be free. And guys, I will see you on the next one. Bye.